Listen, if you've been trying to make YouTube make sense for your business and it still feels way more complicated than it should, then this video is for you. Because I'm about to show you something that I am genuinely obsessed with. Like, not in like a hype kind of way, but in a this actually works and makes things click kind of way. This is YouTube by design. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through what it is, how it works, and why it completely changes the way that you think about content creation. Especially if you've been trying to follow YouTube advice that just doesn't feel like it was made for you. No fluff, no, if you don't post every day, you're gonna fail. No forcing yourself to try to become somebody you're not on camera. I'm gonna show you the system, and then I'm gonna show you the inside of the product so you can see exactly what it is that you're getting into. So you can decide for yourself if this is something you even wanna step into. Because listen, this is not about like you becoming a YouTuber. This is about building a YouTube channel that actually supports your business, your offers, and the way that you operate. And once you see this, I'm telling you, you're going to be like, oh, so this is what was missing? Now, let me tell you exactly who YouTube by Design is for, because it's not for everybody. This is for you if you want to utilize YouTube to help grow your business. But every time that you sit down to like plan content, your brain just goes like completely blank. Like, you know that you're smart, you know that you're good at what you do, you know how to help people. But when it's time to talk about all of that shit on camera, it's giving, I don't know what to say. It's giving, I don't know what angle to talk about, whatever. It's giving, I don't want to sound like everybody else. And honestly, you're tired of trying to force yourself to create content that does not sound or feel like you. This is also for you if you want to show up on YouTube, but you do not trust yourself to know what's worth talking about on the platform. Like, you have ideas. You have plenty of ideas, but you're also constantly second guessing yourself. Is this the right topic? Is this strategic or am I rambling? Should I be teaching this? Should I be teaching that? Am I saying too much? Not enough? So instead of hitting record, you sit there thinking, I could talk about a lot of things, but I don't know which ones actually matter. And that uncertainty is genuinely what's keeping you stuck. And it's not because like you don't have anything to say, but because you don't know what parts of you are meant to like lead. And if you've ever secretly thought to yourself, there has to be a more natural way for me to do this. There has to be a way that does not feel so heavy. There has to be a way that actually works with who I am. Honey, there is. And that is exactly why YouTube by Design exists. Okay, here's the truth. Most people don't struggle with YouTube because they're incapable of being like consistent. Like, that's not the real problem. It's not because like lazy, not disciplined enough. The real issue is this. You are trying to build visibility using strategies that were never designed for you. Most YouTube advice treats creators like they are all the same. Same posting strategy, same content style, same hook, same structure, same energy, same blah, 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 blah. And like, that's cute in theory, but in real life, it creates confusion, burnout, and a whole fuck ton of self-doubt. Because you're sitting there thinking, why does this feel so hard for me? When it looks so easy for everybody else. And here's what nobody tells you. You don't express the same as everybody else. You don't process information the same as everybody else. You don't communicate the same way as everybody else. And you don't magnetize people the same way as everybody else. So stop trying to copy someone else's content strategy. Like, that's like wearing someone else's prescription glasses and then wondering why everything is blurry. Nothing is wrong with your eyes. You're just not meant to see through their lenses. And then this is where, you know, most creators, they start to then like question themselves. So they're thinking, maybe I'm not cut out to do video. Maybe I'm not confident enough. Maybe I just don't have the personality for YouTube. And I really need you to hear me when I say this to you. That is not true. What's actually happening is that your natural way of expressing your voice, your perspective, your energy has never been translated into a strategy that works with you, not against you. Because visibility is not about like just showing up and being louder. It's about understanding how you are designed to express and then letting that lead the way. And once that clicks, content, like, it stops feeling heavy. And you stop trying to become somebody else on camera. You finally start creating from a place that feels natural, aligned, powerful. Okay, so let me tell you what I actually like created and why I'm like so genuinely excited about this. YouTube by Design is a personalized visibility system that helps you understand how you are naturally designed to show up on YouTube. Not based on trends, not based on what's working for everybody else, based on you. So when you come into YouTube by Design, you'll pull your human design chart and then you'll search for, identifying your 9 energy centers. There's a walkthrough for all of this. Each one of these centers influences how you communicate, express, teach, guide, and magnetize people to you. Some of your centers are defined, meaning that they are consistent strengths that you carry with you. Others are undefined, meaning that they are places where you amplify energy and can be incredibly powerful when you understand how to work with them. And this alone changes everything. Because instead of guessing how you are supposed to show up, you finally just get clarity on how you already do. Inside the portal, you'll find a guide for each of the 9 centers. And these are not just explanations. Each audio walks you through what that center means for you on YouTube, how it influences your visibility and expression, what your unique superpowers are, and how to lean into those strengths when you are creating content. So you're not trying to fix yourself. Nothing wrong with you. You're learning how to lead with what already naturally works for you. And then, because this is when it gets really good. This is when it gets good. This is when it gets juicy. Because for each center, you also get access to the magic chat. This is when the system then becomes hyper interactive. So you can tell the magic chat things like about your business, your ideal client, your offers, and it helps you to translate that specific energy into YouTube content ideas that actually make sense for you. Not random topics, strategic topics rooted in your design. And so it'll explain what kind of videos you can create from that center, why those topics magnetize clients to you, and how your natural way of expressing builds trust and connection. So instead of staring at a blank notes app, you're like, oh my gosh, I can make a video about this and this and this. Ooh, and I like this one. And the beautiful part about all of this, you don't run out of ideas because you're not pulling content from your head, well, maybe your head center, but you're pulling them from who you already are. Now, here's what makes YouTube by Design like so totally different than the average like YouTube strategy. Most YouTube training is going to focus on like what to post. Post this type of video. Use this hook. Follow this structure. Copy what's trending. And listen, no shade, because that stuff can work, but it only works when it matches how you naturally express. Because when it doesn't, you end up forcing yourself into formats that feel off, they feel draining, and they feel awkward as hell. And then people wonder why consistency feels hard. It's not because you lack discipline, Buki, unless you do. It's because you're trying to sustain a strategy that does not fit your energy. YouTube by Design does not start with tactics. It starts with identity. It asks, how are you wired to communicate? Where does your influence naturally land? What kind of expression builds trust when you say it? Because when you understand that, your content becomes truly magnetic. Not because you're louder, not because you're more polished, but because you are clear. And clarity is what people feel through the screen, hon. This is why 2 people can literally talk about the same topic, and one converts clients like effortlessly, while the other feels invisible. It's not the topic, it's the transmission. And when your content is aligned with your design, people don't just watch, they connect. They feel like you're speaking to them. That is magnetism. So instead of asking, what's the best YouTube strategy right now? You start asking, how am I designed to lead, teach, and express? And once you answer that, everything becomes easier. Your messaging sharpens, your ideas flow, and your confidence rises. Because you're no longer trying to become somebody else on camera. You're finally being more of yourself on purpose. All right, now it's time for me to actually show you what this looks like inside. Because I don't want this to be abstract. I want you to see how simple, intuitive, and powerful this whole thing is. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so first things first, when you join YouTube by Design, you'll become part of the magnetic visibility circle, unless you already are. And then inside of our home space here, you'll go into learning. And then anything that you have access to, you'll be able to access right in here. So we'll go into YouTube by Design. And so we have a whole section for getting started, right? Like if you are new to human design, you're like, what the crap is that? We have a training for that. What are the centers if you have no idea what those are, so that you're not walking into this blind and confused and oh, well, this won't work for me because I don't have an understanding of this energetic system. I got you. We're going to keep it simple, okay? And so then from there, you have the 9 energy centers. Now, again, with your energy centers, for each one, it can be defined, it can be undefined. So let's look at the head center. If your head center is undefined, you'll come here. And if it is defined, you'll come here. Simple enough, right? And so if we click into here, you see we have this audio. And so each of the centers will have the audio, and they do differ also based off of if the center is defined or undefined. Yes, so there's 18 total uniquely different audios that I have recorded for you. And so under that, you have here where it says listen to the full audio report and access your AI magic chat. So when we go into that, first, you'll see that we have the transcription here. So if you want, you can go ahead and listen to it. You can press play here. You can read through it if you desire to do that. And then we have something extra that I didn't even mention to you, which is the content section. So for each of these centers, you're going to get all of this additional information that is generated from the audio training in itself, right? So a snapshot cheat sheet, pretty much just going through and pulling out what I think are key things for you to just keep in mind, what your magnetic superpowers are on YouTube based off of that center, visibility triggers and nervous system clues, because we don't want you backsliding. We want you to start. We want you to keep with the momentum, keep going, honey. So some things for you to just keep in mind to actually start looking out for. You'll go through this and you'll be like, oh my gosh, yeah, that is a thing for me. Oh my gosh, I never thought, that would be a trigger, or whatever the case may be, right? Your on-camera expression guide, okay? Content and series ideas that fit this center. And then we have your hook bank and your CTA bank, so that's pretty fun. Boundaries, calibration, and audience filters, okay? And then a 7-day implementation plan, and this is based off of, again, the energy of that center. And then we have our magic chat, okay? So I already kind of preloaded this just so that we could save a little time, okay? And so this works the same way, kind of like, Chat GPT or, all of those things actually work. And so I put in here, my YouTube channel is about health and wellness for new mothers that want to look and feel good in their body again. I also have a free community for new mothers who are wanting to get into shape, either for the first time or getting back into shape. And so I would like help coming up with YouTube video topics for being able to attract my ideal client and be able to promote my community. Okay, and so with that, again, this is for the undefined head center. So you could actually take that same prompt and do it for all 9 centers and see, because the responses are going to be different based off of the center that you are asking this question or putting this prompt to, right? And so it gives me a little something, a little excerpt up here, but I just want you to see that, like, you know, 1, trend response videos, right? So tap into what's currently buzzing among new mothers and respond with your unique insight. And so it gave me 3 different video topics, like why bounce back culture is changing, new realities for modern moms, the latest fitness trends for postpartum moms, worth it or not, how new YouTube wellness tools can help moms track progress. Okay, breaks down whether popular routines are actually helpful. So you see, it actually also gives you like kind of what the purpose of each video would be, right? And then promoting the community within your videos, it gives you a little call to action to rock with. Audience questions. So if you want to maybe try working on increasing engagement for your YouTube videos, right? Getting more comments. Like, these are some questions that your viewers might be asking you. Could ask them, and like they could answer, like things like that. Real-time observations, right? So these are all like video topics for you to just dive into. And this is just 1 energy center out of 9. Okay, this is 1 out of 9. So the reality is, you come in here, let's say your frequency is 1 video a week, which is what I always recommend for people just getting started. So you can, you know, find your flow and stuff, right? But 1 video a week, if you pulled 4 video topics from each center, that's 9 months worth of video topics right here, like at your disposal very easily. And that's at a minimum, because like I said, you will never run out of topics using this tool. Okay. And of course, most importantly, because again, you are in our community, I want you to be able to take what it is that you're learning about yourself, about, you know, your channel, the process that you're going through, the journey, because it's not just like oh, now I'm at like 100,000 subscribers and I'm making all the money in the world. Like, it's still a process, still a journey, right? You're going to have ups and you're going to have downs, right? And so I want you to come be a part of the community, share what's working, share what's not working, your ideas, share your videos as you're posting them, okay? And so I cannot wait to see you inside of YouTube by Design. So you've been watching this thinking, okay, Quiana, this actually makes sense. I finally understand why YouTube felt so hard. I can see how this would help me trust myself again. Then YouTube by Design is the obvious next step, because it's not about doing more. Although you might as a result, it's just about finally knowing where to start and what to lead with based on who you already are. You do not need to become somebody else to grow on YouTube. And you certainly don't need to in order to make money on YouTube. You just need clarity. YouTube by Design gives you that clarity. It helps you move from confusion to confidence, from guessing to grounded, from what should I say to, oh, I got this. And once that piece clicks, everything else becomes easier. If this feels aligned, you can step into YouTube by Design right now, honey. You'll get instant access to the portal. You can start exploring your centers right away, and you can begin activating your content in a way that actually feels natural. Because the people that this works best for are the ones who are ready to stop forcing and start creating for who they are on purpose. If you are ready to feel confident hitting record again, I'll see you inside.